Hi, it's Anthony. I'm here to show you another introduction using fingerpicking techniques. So today we're going to go over God With Us by Bryan and Katie Torwalt. It's on their Champion album. So if you listen carefully to their introduction, you'll hear a piano and an electric guitarist going like this. Alright, so I'm going to use that in a more acoustic arrangement using fingerpicking. The cool thing about that is I don't just have one pick where I'm strumming all 6 strings of the guitar. I have thumb, pointer, middle, and ring, with that pinky being an anchor. So I have 4 fingers to use. So I can play that melody while still maintaining a bass line and sometimes a chord progression as well, using the other free fingers. You also might want to use it just to vary up the arrangements. Maybe you're using electric guitar a lot in a certain song set. They're playing the introductions for the first 3 songs, and so you want to just kind of do something different. Or maybe you're leading worship by yourself at your church and it's just you and an acoustic guitar. You can still kind of get that essence of the introduction just in a slightly different arrangement. So I'm going to play the finished product for you so you can hear what it's going to sound like when we're all done. Okay, so I'm going to go over this step by step. So the first thing I have to say is that I'm already using an exception to the rule that I explained in our first fingerpicking lesson. I said that, and this is true 90% of the time, that our thumb is responsible for the E, A, and D strings, and our pointer is responsible for G, middle responsible for B, ring finger responsible for E. And I said that really we're almost never going to break that rule. Well, this is one of those almost never moments. This is the exception. All right, so I'm actually shifting these 3 fingers up. So I'm using the thumb for just the E and A strings, and then I'm using pointer for D, middle for G, and ring for B, because I'm not going to actually play the high E, and if I do, I'll just shift them up later on in the song if I do use that. So also, you may have already noticed, I'm capoed on the 4th fret. This song, the recording is in B. I actually usually don't do it in this key, but I'm going to do it this way so that you can play along with the Bryan and Katie Torwalt recording. So I'm in G position, so I'm using E minor, a kind of a C chord. It'll technically be C6 for a moment or whatever, but and then G. So it's E minor, C, and G positions. So it's like we're in the key of G, but capo 4, so that brings us to the key of B. You can check out my power chord or bar chord lessons to end the capo lesson to see why that works out that way. So we have thumb, pointer, and then middle, plucking the open G and low E at the same time. And then I'm hammering on what's the 2nd fret after the capo with my pinky finger, which is creating like an E sus for the moment. And then I'm playing the open B with my ring finger. So let's just do that a few times. Together, these 2 are together, right? So we got E, D, together, hammer on, open B. E, D, together, hammer on, open B. E, D, together, hammer on, open B. All right. Then to get this next part, we have to switch to what's basically a C chord, but instead of putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D, you're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the G. So again, we're keeping this steady thumb bass line there. So we have is staying consistent. So we have, so it's together on A and G, thumb and middle, with that C6, which is 2nd finger on a G2. And then it's open. So it's together, G, and then the A string. So, all right, so we have, so far, E, D, together, hammer on, open B, switch that C position, together, open, then G, or sorry, then A. Then in between, right after that thumb, you're gonna go to what is actually the normal C position for your second finger, 2nd fret D. And then you're gonna reach your ring finger up to the 3rd fret after the capo on the low E, and play the D with your pointer finger at the same time. So all together it's one more time, nice and slow. Okay, you may have noticed when I played through the whole thing for you that I added a little bit in there. That's just because I wanted to avoid that dead space. Instead of just doing, like I said before, keeping that thumb going and then, you know, at times that pointer finger, it's kind of a little bit dead. So what I'm doing is, so I'm actually just cascading up my right hand fingers and then back down. So I'm going so on that together, I have E and D together as the last note of the phrase, and then I'm playing open G, then E again, then B, then E again, then G, then E again, then D, then E again would start the phrase. So it's all together. And then when you're done, you can just let it ring out or continue the bass line. And that is God With Us. What you're going to want to do is, like with any other lesson, start slow, work your way up to tempo, and eventually all right. I hope you had fun with that. So the cool thing about this, and what I want to do with all of these lessons, part of my goal here is to make you a self-sufficient guitarist. And so hopefully you can use some of these concepts of kind of thumb independence and the thumb keeping the bass line and using your other fingers to play those melodies. And you can find those melodies a lot of times in G position. Is very easy because the G scale is right there. And so that's where I'm doing a lot of that. Right? Because we're in G position and I can find a lot of those melodies there. And so you can come up with a lot of cool things using your thumb to play the bass note and your other fingers to play the melody or even parts of the chord. All right, so try that at your leisure, and I hope you had fun. I know I did. Have a great day.